Yes. So, yeah, as you know, your operations MOC exam on 25th, which was on 25th, has been postponed. So new dates will be declared. Yeah. So most probably when the situation improves, it could be June with other exams. It could be in June. Yeah. So we'll start with the research methods concept, uh, which we were discussing, that is factor analysis. So in factor analysis, we have discussed the broad outline of what we do, yeah, with some elements which were not clarified. So, and we didn't actually calculate the factor loadings and did the factor analysis last time. So that we will do today. You might have received an Excel sheet, so you can download that Excel sheet. The entire Excel sheet material we won't be using, only a small part of it. Yeah, so for an example. Yeah. So we were doing all this thing. I'll share the screen. Yeah. So a quick revision. This is what we did. Yeah, correlation matrix. Then from correlation matrix, we get the factor loading matrix. Yeah, uh, which we have not seen how. We have just seen that we get it from there. We will see today. Then summated score, then methods, then eigenvalue. So now let us go further. So what happens is when you have that matrix, that correlation matrix, how do we get the factor loadings is through an iterative process, Okay. So I'll take a small example of three variables, say. Yeah. Actually, if you have three variables, you need not extract factors, but so that the calculations are easier to see. We will have four factors, four variables. So this is V1, V2, V3. And in correlation matrix, we start with correlation matrix. Correlation matrix तो हम निकाल सकते हैं, वो तो clear है. Yeah. Okay. So this is the value. Let us put some values. So 0.2, 0.3, 0.6, yeah. 0.5, 0.4, 0.1, say this is 0.3, 0.7, or say 0.6, and it is 0.1. Okay. Oh, okay. How is this possible? I hope you realize what is the mistake here. What is the mistake here? This is the correlation with this variable V1 with V1. It will be not 0.2. V2 with V2 will not be that. V3 will V3 will not be this. Okay. So it will be 1. Correlation of the variable with itself will be 1. So this diagonal element will be 1. So this is our correlation matrix to begin with. And what we do is to find out the factor loadings, we do an iterative process. That is, if anything is negative, if any correlation is negative, we just take the absolute value and make it positive. Yeah. So first you can note down if you want to. I like to note down like this. convert to positive, all positive, that is absolute value. Okay. So we'll convert that to absolute value. So suppose we have to make some changes. So that will be that absolute value matrix with all positive. Then what we do is we calculate the sum of these, yeah, sum of all these. So which will be say 2.8, 1.8, sorry, 1.8. Here it will be 1.9. Here it will be 1.7. Okay. So this is the sum row. All right. Then we will add these also. So 1.8, 1.9, 1.7. It will be 16, 4, 24, so 3, 5.4. So this will be 5.4, and this is the summation of these correlations. So till this, everybody is with me? Then we find out the loadings for first factor, which can be possible loadings for first factor. Loading and write iteration 1. Just to be very, very clear in your notes, we are doing this small example. In reality, it could be, say, 20 factors to begin with. Yeah. When you circulate a questionnaire, you most probably will not circulate with only 3 questions. So, yeah. So this factor loading, how we calculate is this value, yeah, this value here divided by square root of this total value. Okay. So here, if we want to calculate, how will we calculate? 1.8 divided by square root of 5.4. This will be 1.9 divided by square root of 5.4. This will be 1.7 divided by square root of 5.4. So could we get these values? Anybody has a calculator handy? Yeah. Yes, I hope I'm check. Yeah, audible, right? 0.77, Sarvajit has said. Yeah, it could be 0.77. Then this one. कौन सा वाला किसका था? कॉलम 1, कॉलम 2, कॉलम 3 भी लिखिए. Sarvajit 0.71. Okay, 0.81 or 82 for this, it seems. Yeah, 0.81 or say, yeah, let us take 81 and 0.73. Actually, you're writing in a private chat, so you can write, you can select that everyone thing. So, yeah. Okay, mic is not working for many people. 3 is 0. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It is causing bandwidth problem. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So itna aa gaya. So this could be the factor loading. We just have to check which is part of this iteration, part of the first iteration only. Yeah. Just remember, I'm wiping it out, but remember what we did. So now this values, with this values, we make a matrix. We sort of make a matrix like the correlation matrix. What I mean by that is we just write these values in rows and columns. Zero point 0.7, 0.77, 0.8, 0.73. Okay. Yeah. So this becomes a matrix, and here we just write the values. So here we will write 0.77 multiplied by 0.77. Here we will write below 0.81, we will write 0.77 into 0.81, and say below 0.73, we will write 0.77 multiplied by 0.73. So this column heading you can write here. Yeah. So like this, we will fill up this matrix. So it's a 3 by 3 matrix. Anyone can quickly do this in Excel or in yeah, with a calculator. So you understood what we are going to do in this matrix? Okay. Yeah. So let us have the values quickly. The next simplest thing, or what will be more simple, would be to take a 2 by 2 matrix, which will actually cause problem in clarifying. So 3 by 3 matrix is best. Yeah. So if you give me the values, then I will put them here. So that's why I am removing these. Yeah. क्या क्या आएगा? You can write in chat. You can write in chat. So I understand mic is not, but I'll be able to see the chat, right? Yeah. Okay, 0.59. Just let me know if I'm writing at the right spot. 0.59, I hope is this. So next will be this value, 0.62.
0.56, sir.
0.56 here.
No, in next column. Yeah, third column.
Third column, yes. Okay, yeah. So I think we got these first row correct. Then second row.
0.48.
ये कॉलम वाला दे रहे हैं क्या? Yeah. Okay, yeah, you can put in everyone common chat. So this will be
48.
0.48 doesn't seem right. 7777 से ही 59 हो गया था, तो वो कम कैसे होगा? 81 into 77.
Yeah, my bad, sir. 0.62.
6.2 or 6.3, okay. This will be
0.65.
0.65 or 6.7. 6.5. Okay, actually, it will affect what we do next. So, at least till second decimal place, let's have these correct. Yeah. Okay. Given the situation, I think we should switch to Excel. वही Excel में भी आप कर सकते हो actually. You can create a different tab and do the simple calculation. Call it simple example only. Yeah. So we just write what we had there. So 0.77, 0.81, 0.73. 0.77, 0.81, 0.73. Right. Yeah. Wait. Yeah. 0.77, 0.81, 0.73. इसको थोड़ा यहाँ पे लिख लेते हैं because later if we want to carry out that other calculation also which we did on PPT, then it will be yeah. Did it take the correct values? Yes. Yeah. And it does have less number of decimals, little less decimals. Okay. Yeah. नहीं कुछ तो गड़बड़ हो गया है. Yes. हाँ okay. Yeah.
Yes, sir. I did the
So
same mistake.
yeah. So J5 तो ठीक है. J5 तो ठीक था. K में K3 ही रहेगा ना. So this will be K3. Yes. So this will be F4. This L value should be fixed. M value should be fixed. नहीं फिर भी कुछ तो गड़बड़. Okay. अरे यार. Wow. Then it seems it is easier to uh, yeah, do like that. Okay, this is all right. So if I can fix this, right? So why should it come here? ये नहीं है, के में कहाँ आ गया ये, there should be J. Yeah, J4. Yeah, and this should be not L but J. Oh, this simple thing, I didn't know there can be so many errors in this. Yeah, so now I think everything is right. Yeah, yeah. So we have this. We will do the same thing. We will add this sum, what we did in the earlier matrix. So let me highlight this so that yeah, 1.78. Yeah, and this is the grand total, if you want to call it. Okay. Okay. So this we can give it a name again. First factor loading. First factor loading. You can call it check because actually we are doing a check. Yeah. So this will be this value divided by square root S U P of this number, which we can fix by a 4. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So here, as you can see, we got the same values as what we had gotten in the table. Okay. It is actually a coincidence, and it happens also, not that much of a coincidence. We are supposed to have that. Yeah. So here, this value, which we call it as, we can call it factor loading matrix only, first iteration. So does it make sense to call it factor loading matrix? Yeah, factor loading matrix, first iteration. But factor loading will have factor loadings for every factor. We have not decided on the factor here. So it probably doesn't have a name in this method. And I mean, people don't talk about this method that much also. So we can call it first factor or loading matrix or interim factor loading matrix. We can call it interim factor loading matrix. So this is the factor loadings of the first factor. So this, when we write the factor loading actual factor loading matrix, which we did somewhere here, factor analysis, correlation. Yeah, this is the factor loading matrix. So ये जो factor 1 मिला, ये जो loading है ना, ये हमको अभी मिला है. Yeah. So with this, we got these values. So we can actually write, keep writing somewhere. So factor loadings. Yeah. So यहाँ पे आएगा तो V1, V2, V3 और ये हमको मिला factor 1 अभी. So that we can write 0.77, 0.77, 0.81, I think. 81 0.73. Okay, so one factor we have extracted. So initially, when we are yet to decide the number of factors and everything, we target to make as many factors as the number of variables. So at least for three factors, we will keep on doing this iteration. Yeah. So everything regarding the first factor, finding loading of the first factor. Okay. So this we did here. Okay. So we can quickly write the relation matrix also. Yeah. So V1, V2, V3. So that is it. It is easier for you to refer to data. V1, V2, V3, and this is the correlation matrix. Okay. Here also V1, V2, V3. So yeah, V1, V1, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just give me a minute. I'll just copy this. 0.3, 0.6, 0.3, 0.6, 0.5, 0.1, 0.5, and on the other side 0.1, and here we have 0.3, 0.6, 0.3, 0.6. Okay, so with this correlation matrix, we got the loadings on first factor of these variables. Okay, so this is the loadings of first factor. Now we proceed further. How do we find out the loadings of second factor is using these two matrices. So what absolute this matrix we have, and we found this matrix. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So for second factor, how do we calculate the initial matrices? We subtract these values. So here, let me start with here. So here it will be 1 minus what we got here. Yeah. ड्रैग करके देखा जाएगा क्या होता है नहीं नहीं आएगा no, let us see actually what happens. We might have to manually do it, but still ये तो लिया है. Okay, nice. Okay, what about this? Wow. Yeah. So this is the initial matrix for second vector, second factor now. So finding out the second factor. Just for reference, I am writing the names here also. P1, P2, P3. Yeah. All these are capital. Actually, we can this. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I accidentally hit mute. Yeah. So it's okay. Let me have this. Then we will see if we yeah. Then multiplied by this. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Then again the same things. Sum into sum. Yeah. Now grand total, like granddad of this row total. Yeah. And factor loading check is divided by SQRT square root of this. Okay. So 0.33. Yeah. Okay. Achha.
Sir, some uh, total summation is
Yeah.
2.43, showing 1.60.
I didn't get that.
Hello? Yes, sir. Sir, total summation is 2.43 and it is coming 1.66.
अच्छा इधर कुछ गड़बड़ हो गया क्या?
Yes, sir, फॉर्मूला में कुछ गड़बड़। जो टोटल होना चाहिए वो फर्स्ट फैक्टर का 0.78 आना चाहिए, सेकंड का 0.67 एंड थर्ड का 0.98। आपका सर मतलब 0.43 0.1, तो फॉर्मूला में
How come sum तो यही किया है ना sum?
नहीं सर 0.43 जो है ना सर वो गलत है, मतलब उसकी जगह मेरा
43 गलत
0.78 आया है या 4368 एंड 0.55, वो तीनों सर गलत है।
ये सही है, ये गलत है.
यस सर, आई थिंक ऊपर वाले फॉर्मूले में सर कुछ तो गलती
अच्छा अच्छा ओके 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 यस या इट इज टेकिंग समथिंग एल्स. के वाला फिक्स तो किया है पर वो अच्छा 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 अच्छा, सिर्फ के ही फिक्स हुआ है, not the entire thing, just fixed k. So if I want to have this, yeah, okay, thank you. I don't know where we would have ended with that error. हाँ यहाँ पे ये सब ठीक है, यहाँ पे भी दोनों नहीं, यहाँ पे भी कुछ गड़बड़ हो गया है, यहाँ पे दोनों में है, यहाँ पे दोनों में नहीं है. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Okay, now let us drag this. Yeah, okay. Yeah, yeah. So, yes. So this matches, right? This matches. Let us take this as factor loading 0.50, 0.43, or 0.6, 0.63. Yeah. V1, V2, V3. Right. Okay. Yeah. So, would you like to try the third factors loading? Second factor, third factor. Yeah. So कैसे शुरू करेंगे यहाँ पे? Yeah. So yes. So one step is after the second factor, put back the negative values. That is, take this. Yeah. Take this only and subtract the new values from this matrix from this matrix. Yeah. What I mean is, so this is the absolute value. Yeah. But we are not taking this. We are taking the original with negative values. Yeah, minus this one. Yeah. Yeah. तो नेक्स्ट स्टेप क्या होगा कीजिए. There is a third factor. Yeah. Yeah. If you want, you can give a little bit of gap here. Then you can show that these are the row headings and column column headings and row headings. यहाँ पे भी आप सम कर सकते हो. Sum and first factor again. First factor. Okay. So you carry on with the third factor, third factors loading. I'll just fill up these gaps. Acha. Okay. I think we need to stop, right, for the next session. Yes. Yeah. So factor loading तक तो अभी निकाल ही लोगे हाँ? So yeah. Okay. So iteration you understood. So for the third factor, you will also get something like this, and you can put that value here. And in the next session, we will continue. Sorry for the network issues today. Yeah, I hope something was clear. Most of what we discussed is clear, and that magic element is converting into logic now.